All right. So yeah, thank you all for being here. My name is James Valdez, he, him pronouns, and I am with the Bureau of Planning and Sustainability in the city of Portland, where I work on the Portland Clean Energy Community Benefits Fund, or PCEF, where I work on policy and strategic partnerships. And we're joined here today in the meeting by representatives and staff from Northwest Natural, Pacific Power, and PGE, who are going to share some information about their utility discount programs. If you want to, go ahead and introduce yourself in the chat, just so the presenters have a sense of who is in the room. You should be able to, yeah, I see those coming in now. And so the format for this is we'll do brief presentations from each of the three utilities, and then we do want to be able to have some time at the end for Q&A and just be able to answer questions, figure out how we can best support you all as community organizations. So I think I will pass it over to Rachel DeRosa from Portland General Electric to kick things off.
Thanks, James.
Go ahead, Rachel.
I'm going to go. Thank you. Can you hear me? Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rachel DeRosa, she, her pronouns. I manage our outreach and communications around our income qualified bill discount program, IQBD for short. And also have been in the discussions over the last couple of years with, external stakeholders like yourselves and others to help really shape our program before we went to fruition, if you will, in April of 2022. So I'm just going to go ahead and start. And sorry, technical difficulties. Here we go. Can you see that first screen? We good?
All good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So PGE's income qualified bill discount, we have a discount that ranges between 15 and 60%, which is based on annual gross income and household size. And I included a little box there on this side to show the income guidelines, which mirror the states, the Oregon Housing and Community Services income guidelines to receive energy assistance fees by the LIHEAP and OEAP, which is the federal and state funding. We did start out the program when we launched in April of 2022 with a discount between 15 and 25%. That just changed at the beginning of this year in January of 2024 based on some of our recent rate increases and needs that we've, doing some reevaluations of the programs and stuff. So it went from 15 to 25% to 15 and 60%. So the discount is not applied to all charges. So some of the taxes and fees that you see on your bill, there isn't a discount on customers see on their bills. There isn't, the discount isn't charged or applied to those charges. It is simply applied to energy usage, energy charges. And I can clarify any questions if you have any, or answer any questions if you have any. The discount is applied to monthly charges for 2 years. So at the end of those 2 years, we ask folks to re-enroll. It's a simple re-enrollment, the same way that folks enroll in the program in the beginning. We are, as we're coming up on April 18th, as you can imagine, we have folks that are starting to hit that 2-year mark, and we started proactive communications at 60 days prior to that expiration date, and then 30 days prior to the expiration date, and then those are both letter or email communications, and then a phone call if we don't hear from folks, because the last thing we want is for folks to miss an opportunity to stay on the program. So our program, we came out and we're still going with our customers can self-attest their income, which that means they just simply fill out a form that says, this is my income, my annual income and my household size, self-attest, sign it, submit it. We don't require any income documentations. And then for folks who we know have received energy assistance via either the LIHEAP or OEAP funds, we automatically enroll those customers in the program. I do want to back up and say at the beginning of January, because I forgot to say this, at the beginning of January, folks that were already on the program between the 15 and 25% discounts, if the folks in those discount levels, if they qualified for the higher discounts, the 40 and the 60% discounts, we automatically moved those customers to those discount levels based on the information that we had received from them, their income and household size. And that was roughly at the beginning of this year, we moved roughly 13,000 customers from that 25% discount up to a 40 or 60% discount. As I was saying, we do, it's a self-attestation, no income documents required. However, customers may be asked to provide income documentation during their participation. We are randomly selecting 3% of customers enrolled in the program, not including the folks that we know do qualify based on receiving energy assistance. So it is a self-attestation, but we may ask a randomly selected group of those customers to provide income documentation. And I'm going to move on to the next slide. Just wanted to show a couple examples of the ease of enrollment for these customers. That was one of the things that developing this program, we wanted to make sure that the barriers of navigating how to apply, navigating how to produce income documentations, we want to remove many of those barriers. So we do have several ways customers can apply, either via our website. We've got a fillable jot form that is available in both English and Spanish on our website. We also have on our website a fillable PDF that is in 15 languages, and I can share what those languages are if folks want to understand or want to know that. I can share it in the chat. But that is the fillable PDF is available on our webpage, as well as we have partner agencies and whatnot that have those enrollment forms available at their offices and at community events. And then of course we have, folks can call our customer service advisors at any time between, well, not any time, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we have a language line that supports over 200 languages via that language line. And then I just wanted to share a little bit more about a communications and outreach. We do have resources available in 15 languages, what we call a communications toolkit, which has short little blurbs and images that can be used for social media, for newsletters, for websites. We also have, as I had mentioned, the enrollment forms in 15 languages that we're happy to send and share with folks so they can get those out to their communities. And then new this year, we've added a place on our website where you can request either IQPD materials or to have a PG representative come speak at your event and share those materials. And a lot of times we have a customer service advisor on site that has a laptop and is available to sign the folks up right on site, as well as some of the stuff I've been seeing at those events is those folks that are approaching that re-enrollment date. We've been asking, hey, do you know when you enrolled? And we have been able to actually get that re-enrollment taken care of right on site as well. So I kind of talked a lot and fast, too much coffee this morning. So I don't know, James, if we're going to do questions at the end or okay. All right.
Yeah, why don't we hold questions till the end? I did see at least one come in through the chat, but yeah, why don't we pass it on to Cecilia Tanaka from Northwest Natural, and yeah, then we'll hold questions at the end.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Great, thank you. I'm just going to be able to share my screen. There we go. Okay, good morning. My name is Cecilia Tanaka. I use she, her pronouns. I have been with Northwest Natural for just over 3 years now, and my role as of last Monday actually just changed. I'm now on the rates and regulatory team, and I'm leading energy equity and energy affordability at the company. So it's great to be here today. And thanks, James. Thanks for putting this together. I have a couple slides on the bill discount program for Northwest Natural. The really fortunate thing about Northwest Natural launching its bill discount program about 6 months after our electric peers was that we got to borrow a lot of the really innovative components and elements of the electric bill discount program. Which was really useful in getting the Northwest Natural program off the ground. So you'll see a lot of kind of similar themes throughout this. So in terms of really breaking down and removing as many barriers to enrollments as possible, similar to PGE, there was automatic enrollments on the first day of the program, which was November 1st of 2022. At that day, roughly 8,000, 10,000 customers were automatically enrolled, and those were customers who had received energy assistance or weatherization services in the last 2 years. And so automatic enrollments, similar self-attestation. So the application takes a couple of minutes. You can apply online, snail mail. There's an online portal, and of course over the phone. It takes a couple of minutes. And really the information requested is all self-reported figures on household size and annual household income. There's no enrollment deadlines or windows. This program is going to last in perpetuity. During COVID, there was a temporary assistance program, and that was kind of the precursor to the bill discount program. And importantly, and I'll get into outreach in a little bit, but we're really mindful on outreach and not just really utilizing the traditional kind of conventional communication channels for the bill discount program. But we were really leaning on and equipping our community partners with really as many resources as possible so that it could be relatively easy for our partners to help deliver this information. Also, we have a new-ish community equity advisory group, which is comprised of both internal departments at Northwest Natural as well as 12 nonprofit organizations that represent both populations and geographic areas within the service territory. And the kickoff meeting for the RCEAG group really focused on outreach. Essentially, here's what Northwest Natural has done in the past. Here's what we're proposing for the bill discount program. What are we missing? How can we really enhance, refine our outreach strategies? And so based on that direct feedback, we were able to implement a lot of the recommendations by the time of the launch, again, on November 1st. And since that time, we now have nearly 50,000, just over 48,000 customers enrolled, which is about the first 18 months of the program. This is a snapshot of what the discount looks like. It's a 4-tiered program. Discounts ranging from 15% to 40% off of monthly energy bills. And again, with the highest discounts reserved for the lowest income households. And then in the third, you see in the third column, this is what the discount would be. Again, assuming an average annual gas bill of about $760. And then on the far right is the total annual gas bill after the discount. Move on. Again, so similar to PG, we have a really robust communications and outreach toolkit. So again, providing all of the information, program details about bill discount program in kind of customizable pieces of information that can then be easily incorporated into existing channels of communication. So things we've piloted include adding bill discount information into the weekly check-in calls that Meals on Wheels makes with its homebound seniors. We were able to essentially create packets for individual schools, individual Title I schools, to easily get those brochures on the program sent out to counselors and health workers, again, at those Title I schools. During the recent strike last fall, if anybody's a PPS parent, during the time when instead of folks getting lunch at schools, and then all of that food was diverted to the Food Bank of Oregon. So we were able to then add brochures into some of those meals that went home. And then again, we do have open houses where we can sign up folks on the spot. And then we're working on getting this content into text messages. I'm going to move on. Again, this is just a snapshot of outreach highlights, really ensuring that the information, it will take a couple of times, again, for folks. We want to make sure that whatever the lever is to action, we are really identifying that partner. So information through, schools, through school districts, through Head Start, through, nonprofit organizations, through housing groups. That was the kind of initial step for outreach. TriMet was a really great partner. They have a list of, I think, 14,000 riders that are part of their honored rider fair. And so an announcement about the bill discount was circulated to that group. And then for year 2, we're really digging in and looking more at data-informed targeted outreach. So an example of that, the company conducted a low-income or an energy burden assessment about a year ago. And through that assessment, there were findings of essentially geographic hotspots that identified by census tract a high probability of both energy burden and lower income. And so now we are doing additional outreach to schools in those districts, to organizations, to houses of worship, again, to really use the data that we have to help inform how we are reaching our customers. And then here's an example just of partners. I know I see a lot of familiar names and faces in the group. And then this is a toolkit, and I will happily share this after the presentation. These are links that you'll see in the toolkit. I also want to mention that in terms of the brochure, which looks like this, we made sure to have all of our content on one piece of paper with the 5 most commonly used languages in our service territory: English, Spanish, Chinese, Vietnamese, and Russian. And putting this together, in addition to adding certain elements based on the feedback from our Community Equity Advisory Group, this content went through 2 essentially filters for readability and accessibility to make sure that the content was readable at a 6th to 8th grade level. And so that feedback from our CEAG is not just isolated to the bill discount program content, but now being used throughout the company in terms of communications. So that's a brochure. And then we have a poster as well. And that is all of the material. So if if our partners ever need any brochures or posters or anything like that, please reach out. We would love to send them to you.
Great, thank you, Cecilia. And
thank you so much. Thanks for the time.
yeah, yeah, and I definitely have some thoughts and questions about how to connect our PCEF programs a little bit better to some of that, but I will hold my own questions till after Charity goes from Pacific Power.
Then I'll share my screen. Yeah. Okay, if you can give me a thumbs up if you see my screen, please. Great, thank you. Again, thank you, James, for this opportunity to share our opportunity for the utilities to share information on their discount program and other resources. I am Charity Spires, and I manage low-income discount program for Oregon, and we also have discount programs in other states that we serve, so I manage those as well. So I will move on to the next page. So for our discount program, it's called LID. It is available to both residential and general service customers, and this program launched October 1st, 2022, so a few months after PGE launched their program. So for our residential customer discount, it is available to customers with income at or below 60% of SMI, state median income. We have two discount levels. One is the 20% discount is for those customers that have income between 21 to 60% of SMI. And then a 40% discount is for those customers with 0 to 20% state median income. And to the right is the income table. I have it up to 8, but this aligns with what is used for OHCS for LIHEAP federal programs, as well as Oregon Energy Assistance Program, which PGE and Pacific Power collects those funds as additional assistance to customers. Though the income guideline for a single person household, the income is the greater of 60% of SMI or the full-time wage, Portland minimum wage. So that one, I believe Portland minimum wage changes July. If there is a change, the typically is July every other year. So and we would compare whichever is higher is what would be the income threshold for the household size of one. And this table, it just kind of laying out some of the program conditions. So it is self-attestation. A third party may enroll on behalf of the customer. The certification is for 2 years. And customers that are recipients of LIHEAP or OEAP are automatically re-enrolled for the 2 years. And if a customer moves, because this is per their primary service address, they would need to apply again for the new service address that they're moving to. The discount is applicable to the primary residential service. We have many customers that may have more than one residential service, and this is applicable to their primary residential service, which when they submit an application, they identify what service that's for. And I did mention that there is a discount that is applicable to general services, and this is for sort of master meter building that consists of individual residential units. And I have a separate slide for some of the requirements on that. And the discount is applied on the monthly residential charge. It is applied prior to taxes and does not include fees such as reconnection fees. So if a customer that is, say, disconnected and required to pay a reconnect fee, the discount does not apply to the reconnect fee. There's a 3% of program participants are going to be randomly selected for post-enrollment verification, though we have not started that process yet. That is something that we continue to have conversations with our the stakeholders to determine how to roll that out. And that also includes those customers with excessive high usage, may be considered for post-enrollment verification. And what post-enrollment verification means is that we would require for the customer to provide their income documentation to remain on the program. And then as a condition with the application, if a customer enrolls, they would give us permission to share their information with energy assistance or weatherization agencies for additional resources. But customers have the option to opt out of data sharing. And moving on to the next page. So we also try to make the program accessible to our customers. When we initially rolled out the program, October 1st of 2022, we identified all the LIHEAP OEAP recipients. LIHEAP is Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program. OEAP is Oregon Energy Assistance Program recipients. And these customers were automatically enrolled in the lower discount, and we send them a letter to let them know that they've been enrolled and that if they think they qualify or for a higher discount, to submit an application. So that's what we did initially. On an ongoing basis, we've identified recipients of LIHEAP and OEAP recipients. And then we've actually have a data sharing contract with OHCS. So now on a monthly basis, we receive a list of customers, and that list includes the household income and the household size. And so with that, we are able to place customers in the appropriate discount level. It is self-enroll, and on our app, online, there's an application in both English and Spanish. Or, if you prefer, customer can contact our customer service and they can complete the application for them. If they prefer to complete a paper application, it is available online or can be requested by calling customer service. And again, they're both in English and Spanish. And I had mentioned customers or a third party can apply on behalf of a customer. So let's say if you are providing service or helping a customer with a service and provide an application or this information, and they are interested and would like to apply, you can actually go into our website when you submit the application, select a radio button for the third party, so long as the customer understands and authorizes the third party to submit that application for them. And again, this is a way to make the program accessible and to be able to, we know households where there may be customers that are not computer literate, and maybe they're asking their other folks in the home to complete that form. They can, and their name is not on the bill, they can fill out the form for them. So that's for the third party enrollment. And then here's a copy of our application on the website for visibility. It's pretty straightforward, maybe about a couple pages. And the customer do need to include their account number and a phone number in case we need to contact them. So you'll see the information with an asterisk. It's information that is required. An email is not required. We do ask for language. The household size and income is required because that's how we determine their discount level. But we do ask for language, whether they would like for us to contact them in case of a public safety event. And then lastly, if they have a medical condition, if they select that box, what we would do is we would place them on a 30-day medical and then send them an application to take to their doctor to complete and send it in if they qualify for a longer medical certificate on their account. And then on the last section there for the applicant, Pacific Power or third party, so that I do have that breakdown on the second page. So I wanted to show there's two different declaration language on the application. One is if you're the applicant, then you would check the applicant. It's a different declaration language. And then if you're a Pacific Power, like our agents helping customers apply, or if you're a third party, there's a separate declaration. And this is public facing, so customers don't need to establish a login to access the application. But this way, hopefully that we will be able to, for those that are not able to, use, are not able to complete this themselves, would be able to have another person help them complete the application. And then I did mention that we do offer a discount for general service customers. This is limited to a master meter building that consists of individual residential units. And the discount is 30%. And they would have to meet the three criterias below, that the master metered dwelling, it serves more 50% or greater are dedicated to income qualified customers. There's also these buildings would also need to be must qualify as affordable housing through Oregon Housing and Community Services. And then the apartment or the property manager must commit to passing the discount over to their tenants if they apply. And we don't have many master metered customers, but we have sent out letters to those that we've identified. And to date, we have a couple buildings that have signed up for this program. And then lastly, I just wanted to bring up this information. It's not related to the low income discount program, but I wanted to kind of share information about our backup electric power. There is a rebate available, and this is for those customers that are that have a medical certificate. If you're out in the field and you see that there's customers could benefit from this, to direct them to the information is available on our website, and there's a link that I've provided here. And then I didn't have a slide for our marketing information. That is something that we're still working on. But Pacific Power serves a larger area in Oregon, so it's not limited to just the Portland area. So last year we had done a postcard versus sending a letter, and that was one of the feedback that we received from some of the stakeholder engagements that we had. And through that postcard, we were able to get nearly 10,000 customers enrolled within a month's time, and so that is something that we're looking to do in addition to emails, and then identify. We're also going to be looking at census data to identify those customers that could possibly just need to have an application mailed to them. So that's the work that we are currently doing now to identify and determine the next outreach strategies for the program. And that's that for me.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Charity. And
Thank
you to all the presenters for the information about the programs that you offer and the resources you have for customers. And I think especially, on the outreach side, I'm already seeing in the chat, there's quite a bit of interest in getting some brochures and marketing materials to be able to share about the program. And I guess just an observation that, through the Cooling Portland program, we've heard a lot of the needs related to electric utilities, but I don't think we really have offered the opportunity or connection to people's heating bills, or the programs Northwest Natural has. So Cecilia, it's really good that you're here to be able to share that, because I think we've been focused more, on the electric side.
I really appreciate the invitation.
Yeah.
So.
I did want to make sure that we answered any clarifying questions that people had. And I saw a question about whether this is, I think, on the electric side of does the discount apply to Misty from Earth Advantage asked, does this discount apply to renewable energy and transmission distribution charges, or is it just for the energy portion of it?
Yeah, it is just the energy portion of it. It's similar to like energy assistance that's received either via the federal or state funds. That assistance can't be applied to renewable energy charges or some of the transmission and distribution charges. So it is purely the energy usage of the bill. So
okay, great. And I think we had another clarifying question that Rachel, you actually answered in the chat of what SMI or state median income stands for.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I wanted to open it up to the floor to either brainstorm ideas of ways that you all think you as community organizations would want to be able to integrate these utility discount programs into the messaging and offerings as you reach out through Cooling Portland or other programs you offer, or other questions that folks have. So yeah, just want to open the floor up.
I did want to just mention quickly, James, that I don't know if folks noticed it, but all three of us, have collaborated, and on our materials and on our websites, we also have a little note that if they're not a PG customer, or they're a PG customer and a Northwest Natural customer, or Pacific Power and Northwest Natural, we have each other's links to our websites on each other's flyers and brochures, if you will. So
that's great. Yeah, thank you, Rachel. So yeah, are there questions from the group or ideas of how to Pilar, go ahead. And go ahead and introduce yourself too.
Yeah, hi. Hi everyone. I'm Pilar Calderin. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the program manager for Earth Advantage for the Cooling Portland program. So James, in the chat, I see a few groups that are interested on receive brochures for these discount programs. I think the best way and the less disruptive way will be for them to contact PGE, Pacific Power, and Northwest directly. And how can we support that link? I'm just trying to avoid that we are the middleman in here and delay the process of them getting the brochure. And just want to bring up to the table what will be the best way to connect them directly and how to receive the brochures for them.
So I have a question about that. For anybody who wants to chime in, when folks are asking for brochures, posters, that kind of stuff, are you asking for like hard copies to be sent, or because PGE has stuff in 15 languages, Northwest Natural Pacific have it in multiple languages, or would it be better for James to kind of take links to our PDFs and stuff and send them out so folks could print them, if you will, based on need? I guess that's my question.
Yeah,
Hi.
I mean,
Hi, James.
Go ahead.
Hi,
Yeah.
this is Mickey, and I'm also with the PCEF program. Sorry, I'm not on camera. I'm technically on vacation today, so I would, if there's a way that we could have some kind of contact information, because there's people here in the room today, but we also, and I'm going to be giving another presentation on Friday to contractors that do this work, and we want a way for them to also be able to share that information about how they contact each individual utility. So that would be great.
And I can send out contact information for the contacts. I noticed in some of the presentations, the contact to get materials is different than the presenter. And so I can compile that and send it to the group afterwards to everybody who is here. I guess I'm also interested in the printed material where it already is printed by the utility, and already formatted and packaged. I think that there is some value in having that available in the Cooling Portland program for our community partners to be able to just, go somewhere to pick up a stack of those, or be able to distribute those as they install equipment. Because we're expecting approximately 4,000 installations of portable cooling equipment and heat pumps this year through our partner network. And all of those people are income qualified. They're making less than 60% of area median income. And so I guess one idea is how can we collect those in a central place, maybe either where people are picking up equipment or be able to distribute that out to the different partners who want it. And to Pilar's question, I don't know if we do want to be the middleman on that, or if it makes sense for each organization just to reach out and do that individually. I don't know what works best for you all on the utility side.
This is Charity. So, I would be the contact person, and I'm happy to, we do have a handout. It's just a one sheet. It's double-sided, but it has a QR code to our webpage, and I'm happy to have them printed and packaged and send it to either, if there's like a central place that you would like for it to be sent to, or individually, I would just need to know like a count. Then that way I could work with our printing group to get those printed, packaged, and sent out. And in terms of application, I'm not sure because it is double-sided for each English and Spanish, if that's something that would be helpful to have, or would it be easier to direct the customers to the website and then help them through that application process, knowing sometimes some of the customers do need a little bit of help to get them signed up. Hence the reason why I was kind of focusing on that third party, enrollment piece. And so yeah, but if you need actual paper applications, we can get those sent out as well.
Great, thanks. Another idea I had kind of ties into some changes we're making in the Cooling Portland program this year. And I realize after the fact now, I neglected to invite them to this meeting, but we'll be working with the 311 network, the information portal for the city, to be a pathway for people to request a cooling unit from Cooling Portland program this year. And we're really excited about this partnership and integration. And maybe I should just ask them this question, but do you already have contacts kind of through other support networks in the city to provide information about the utility discount programs?
So I'm pretty sure that all three of our programs are on the 311 website.
Okay.
But in terms of a tighter network, no, but certainly happy to, explore.
Cool. Yeah, and I can help facilitate that that follow-up and answer my own question. Yeah, other thoughts of how to best connect people, or
And it's great to see so many inquiries about hard copies. I'm wondering if folks would feel comfortable just putting their contact. I'm just wondering if it'll be faster just to put contact information in the chat, like address, and then we can just. I'm taking notes right now. I'm just trying to minimize admin after this.
You mean if you all just want to pull that from the chat, and so you would need physical addresses to send things to?
Yeah, so like it looks like Home Forward, NEA, Reach, Pano have all asked for hard copies, and anyone else. And so just wondering if you could follow up with where you would like those sent. I don't want to put anyone on the spot. I'm just thinking about reducing admin.
Okay, we see some, and maybe do you need quantity information too? Or do you have kind of a standard bundle that you send?
If any additional information on quantity would be great, and no need to specify certain languages since it's all one. Thanks, Christine.
One thing, James, that we could do is to create kind of a request form, and the group can enter their information, address, quantity, and they what type of material they want. If they want PGE, Northwest Gas, or Pacific Power, kind of giving the selection to people after the meeting. Probably will be a way for us to collect that information, send it out to Charity, Cecilia, and Rachel.
Yeah, I wonder, James, if there's a way to just send out an email to everybody here with our contact information, because we do have that intake form already on our website, so I could just include that link, and then that kind of helps. I think will help all three of us determine, do you want a PDF via email? Do you want printed copies? That kind of stuff. I think that might be probably the best way, don't you think, is to send out our contact information and then have folks reach out to us directly. And furthermore, like for PGE, that form is either materials or asking for PGE to be an event to actually be talking to customers face to face and doing signups right on the spot. So I think that'd probably be a good way to manage it.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll send a follow-up email to everybody with your contact information, just so that people have a record of it. I'll make sure I save this chat and then send the chat contents to the three of you so that you can see that all. Because I imagine it's probably a little difficult right now to copy and paste that. So those will be my two follow-up pieces from the meeting.
Perfect.
That would be helpful.
Yeah. And I mean, maybe thinking a little bit more about Cooling Portland in particular, a lot of the folks served by that are elders or people who might not have, all of the digital tech savvy to fill out online. And so it seems like am I correct that all three programs do have a call intake option for people to, okay.
Yes.
Great. Cool. And yeah, are there more questions coming up for folks, or? Yeah, I see Estefani, if I pronounced it correct.
Yes, it's correct. Good morning, everybody. I wanted to share that I was on a reach with the Cooling Portland, and I found out that the Community Energy Project, they create a flyer about the utility bill. So the way that they create, they have Portland General Electric, Pacific Power, and Northwest Natural Gas, and they have like a barcode to scan, but also they have the phone numbers for people to reach out. So I think that I have the flyer even here with me because I'm like sharing this with my participants. And I think that it was really good, like the way that they did it, because there is the phone number and also is the QR code to access. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you. That's helpful to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you be able to share a PDF with that? Oh,
I will scan. I can scan the PDF and I can send it to James and maybe he can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
I will
you.
do that.
Thanks for that.
So that's one piece of information with all three programs on it, which is helpful because, again, in Cooling Portland and actually in quite a few of our PCEF programs, people are serving, throughout the overlapping territories or service areas. So, yeah.
And Stefani, can you send that to me too? We leave behind a troubleshooting card which have the PGE information on the backside, and the Pacific Power, I don't think it have the Northwest Gas information, but it will be good if we can add the QR code
Perfect.
to the other side of the troubleshooting card.
I will send it to you too.
And this is Charity. I wanted to mention that I've gone to some events, and I did discover that even with the QR codes, folks sometimes have challenges using those, and so that hence the reason why I think having this paper application or help with that or providing help to customers to apply is really helpful. I also attended a senior fair in Southern Oregon, and I, we go with a flyer that has a QR code, and they're like, I don't know how to use that, so something to think about when we're, or that was like a takeaway for myself. As I'm, visiting or attending different events, that we, even when we're at the table, we want to make sure that the information that we're providing is also accessible to everybody. So I thought I'd share that.
Great, thank you. And yeah, many of the community organizations here might also have events or other opportunities. So that idea of being able to table or get out in front of people in person is also great. Well, we could wrap up a few minutes early if people don't have other questions. I think this has been really great and awesome info to get out there. My next steps is I will save the chat and send it to the 3 presenters. And then I'll also gather the information of contacts. Also, if I could get the presentations themselves, I was in a PDF form. I wanted to send those to the participants as well. And then you can share from there. And then, yeah, Earth Advantage, Pilar and staff, we'll talk more about kind of how we continue to weave opportunities for the utility discount programs together. So with that, yeah, thank you all, unless there's any other parting words. Yeah.
Thank you.
No, thanks for coordinating this.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you all.
you.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Good day.
You
Thank
too.
you.